between them at their last outing, and they would present the biggest problem for Port's defence. To Port Adelaide, and they too fielded an unchanged side. Daniel Motlop in career best form, and Toby Thurston's getting the tough job on Lance Franklin. Port Adelaide have a great record at Aurora Stadium, having lost only once, and they've dominated Hawthorn in recent times. Could they continue that trend? Let's find out as we head to the action. Players have had a week off, most of them anyway. They're fresh, they're ready, and they are ready to go in the first quarter here at Aurora Stadium. Brogan winning the knock. It's Sean Burgoyne to effect the first clearance, and he gets plenty on the kick.
Good kick too.
Beautiful kick. Westhoff made good position quickly. Good start. Ebert's got a good spring. He's got the great ability, Liam, to jump quickly.
He has, and he hasn't been in great form this year. We know he was a wonderful player last year. This is just the sort of start that Port Adelaide need. Terrific out of the middle. Sean Burgoyne gets his hand on the ball. I tell you what, always something positive happens. And it's a difficult kick from here. It's a tricky breeze. Probably push it to the left.
11 goals for the season. It's holding its line, and what a perfect start for Port Adelaide. Hawthorn yet to touch the footy, and Port have got to go.
Well, they moved that so well from out of the midfield then, and just breaking clear. And Ebert, I just like the way of Westhoff. He hasn't been in sensational form over the whole season, but at 6'6", he's a very hard matchup, and he led up very well. Nice kick to Ebert. And there's Burgoyne out of the centre from Sean Burgoyne. And there's just here Westhoff, gee, had too much room. I wonder where the Crows got that matchup. Not great defensive play from the Hawks on that occasion.
Brett Ebert kicked the last goal in round 20, as we saw at the opening of the broadcast, and he's just picked up where he's left off. He's got the first goal of the game. Back in the middle. Mitchell didn't have possession. And the skipper will put the Hawks into attack for the first time.
Now, Thurston's got Franklin when he's deep. Now, I wonder if that'll change if he gets out to half forward.
Choice of Ladson and Osborne, and Ladson decides that he'll take it and then chip it over the top to Osborne.
Now, Osborne, we'll come back to that. It's a good kick.
Goal square, 2-on-1 though for Port. They spill it. Jew couldn't get boot to ball. Logan right on top of him. Numbers for Port.
Great tackle.
Holding the ball.
What I was going to say about Osborne has been in good form. We mentioned him before the game. He's actually playing half forward, and I reckon he'll play an offensive role on Peter Burgoyne today. We know how creative he was in the All-Star game last week.
Still on.
Salopek got it over the top. It ends up with Treadray, a long way from his forward line. Little chip kick up the line, just inside the boundary is Sean Burgoyne once again. An outstanding player, Sean Burgoyne. It's a pleasure to watch in full flight. You heard the umpire, that's not long enough for Salopek, and Mitchell wants a free kick, and he gets it. And he pleads for 50 metres, but that's not forthcoming. There's the chip. Well, I've seen him paid longer, but we're back with the action. Hawthorn going forward. And we have a boundary throw-in.
Just looking back to where Crow was manning up on Westhoff, it might be Gillham's going that way, and Crow now is going to Ebert, which is a smaller matchup.
Well, I want to keep Campbell-Brown on Motlop. That's the matchup.
Boak sharing with Carlisle. Peter Burgoyne's under pressure. We have a rush behind. The only sport in the world where your own crowd boos when you score. Kick in short from Burgoyne. Thurston's upended as he kicked it. Good decision to let it go. Pearce. Clinton Young works the mark very well, but Pearce with pace gets away. Chipping through is Boak. Now running hard, Pearce. He kept going. And Treadray's on, and that is as easy as it gets for Port Adelaide. Treadray plays on, and Port have got two, and Port have got ascendancy up forward at the minute.
Well, some of the matchups, Hawthorn are a bit rattled at the moment because they cannot get a matchup. Matter of fact, Treadray worked down, well done the Pearce to double up on the kick. He kicked the ball in the centre corridor, followed up, no pressure. But Chance Bateman, if he's playing on Warren Treadray, you'd love to just take him deep, and that's what occurred on that occasion. Too much space. One thing, the quick kick in from Port Adelaide is one way of getting round the Hawks zone. The cluster that they say, you have to get the ball in quick. Well done, Port Adelaide.
What a start by Port Adelaide. Treadray gets his 12th to join Ebert with 12. It's an 11-point game, Liam.
In the mix-up here, Birchall has become the direct opponent of Treadray, and they can't quite work it out at the moment, the Hawks defenders.
So some work to do down back for Hawthorn, as we've got a secondary bounce. Plenty of players around the ball. Mitchell, as expected, right in amongst it.
And Sewell going with Sean Burgoyne, you can see there on the screen.
Campbell winning the knock, down towards Ladson. Here's Birchall with some pace.
Well, we've got some
And
loose
some
players.
absolute bursting through the middle. Gave it over the top towards Osborne. Uses Sewell, about the same distance, 15 metres, and he's got it within range.
That was actually a good kick. Now, he could have used Franklin, but there was a player in front of him, a Port Adelaide player, so he went the short option, which was Sewell, who'd pushed off Burgoyne. And it was good running forward by Sewell. He needs to finish. It's a difficult kick. He's going to kick it from outside 50.
2-4 for the season so far, Liam, so it hasn't been that accurate. And then he continues along that way, and 2 goals 5, but Hawthorn get their second behind.
What's happening at the moment, Hawthorn have got a loose man in defence. That's Brent Guerra, but Port Adelaide are getting Peter Burgoyne free. I think Port Adelaide win out in that one. I know Guerra's a good player, but Burgoyne's a star.
And he's coming off a huge game in the Hall of Fame match on the weekend. Pearce spins around and tried to give it over to Logan, who affects a good shepherd to release Chaplin. In turn, Sean Burgoyne. Look at the run of Pearce again. This time it's Boat getting his hands on the footy. Corns, Cassisi. Gee, they've got confidence, Port, to just flip it around by hand. They may have done it too many times, and they have. They overdid it.
Oh, they are. Good defensive pressure by the Hawks. Now, they'll have some loose plays if he gets it forward. Ellis had pushed forward, a bit slow getting back. Port Adelaide pushing numbers back now in front of Franklin. He's got 3 opponents in front of him at the moment.
It's like a big zone in front of him, isn't it? And Thurston's playing well in front of him, but at the moment, it's Ellis, cut off by Motlop. Came down to help out, looks up, and he's probably where the ball should have gone next. But he did well to give it to Sean Burgoyne. West off. Could have been argued that he was off, but he goes back to Sean Burgoyne. And
this is where they do it well, the Hawks. You see Ladson on the mark there. They guard the mark really well.
over to Gray, started on the bench, involved now, kicking forward, Hawthorn with numbers. Boundary throw-in.
We just talked about that, the stat about not getting inside 50s. It looks like there might be a free kick, and it's against Campbell Brown. Is it off the ball? Campbell Brown, and it's going to Kane Corns. Now, that lack of discipline, when you're a couple of goals down, the opposition's up, just try and stay out of it and stabilise the game.
Corns spots a man on the lead. Beautiful kick. That's an outstanding kick from Corns. Roden led to the goal square. You don't see that very often.
That's unforgivable. They had enough time to set up a bit of play here, and Roden Guerra was just sitting off him, basically. That was a great kick by Corns.
Roden kicks the goal. Campbell Brown has something to think about.
He's not the only one that has something to think about. The defence in general, then, they were all standing guarding nothing. Now, let's have a look at this.
Unnecessary. Just ridiculous, stupid play. And if you're a coach, you would just get the runner out there. They probably won't take him off, but get the runner out there and say, come on, you're a senior player, a leader of this club. We need better than that to give away an easy goal.
A sensational start by Port Adelaide.
Be a bit of a snooze then, though. Brent Guerra, really.
The margin already at 16 points. The Power love Launceston. There's a long way to go in the game, but gee, they look confident. Cassisi wins the clearance. Lade will get the free kick. He kicks it a very long way.
Well, Westhoff's free as well.
Ebert finds a bit of space into the pocket.
Lovely kick.
Got him. Precision passing by the Power.
It's a good test for Hawthorn. There's a lot of finger pointing at the moment. A lot of blokes pointing. Not a lot of man-on-man direct opponents. That was as soft as butter, that free kick. But they've been inside 53 times, Port Adelaide, for 3 goals straight. So this is their 4th entry.
A tighter angle than his earlier goal. And that one is coming back. He's kicked it. 4 entries, 4 goals. Perfect footing.
Well, it makes a bit of a mockery about those stats of inside 50s because they've had it in 4 times and 4 goals from the return. Yeah, it might have been soft as butter, but hands in the back, we know the rule, you cannot push. No doubt the umpire was going to pay that. The other thing about it, the matchup showed against Lade that it was, I think it was Ladson. It's the wrong matchup. They are under a rabble in their defence at the moment, the Hawks.
And because they've been able to stop their run in the midfield, by the time the ball gets in there, they haven't kicked the ball to Franklin yet.
Now,
look at that wide shot, Shorey. Look at all the numbers in the centre.
I think Mark Williams has gone with his own Williams wedge against the Clarkson cluster.
We'll come back to that.
Well, exactly the same setup that Hawthorn tried to implement in the game. That was exactly from the kick out, a zone, a moving zone.
Lewis into the middle, and Birchall takes it. He goes short as well. Ellis. Now his option is in the Franklin direction. He made position so easy. Thurston's got lost in traffic.
Well, what I liked about that kick coming in was he actually didn't really go back over the mark. That's what the Hawks have done. It's been stop, start, stop, start. Good defensive play, but Ellis quickly got on then. 1-2 steps, opened up the angle and kicked it one out to Franklin. So they didn't have a chance to get back in front of him. That was a good kick by Ellis.
So Franklin for his first shot on goal for the afternoon. And the Star puts it through. Hawks get there first. If we just go back to that replay, Tony, we saw Thurston's give Jacob Surgeon a serve for not coming in to help out.
Well, they're thinking they will go to Buddy Franklin a little bit more than Roughhead. So he's just saying, come on, mate, I need some help here. This bloke's a superstar. Always be the second man into the contest. And Buddy, from that distance, he loves those. Exactly on the same side as his left foot. But Thurston's will need help all day.
Margin back to 17 points, and you'd expect Franklin will be the man to try and reduce that as quick as possible.
See Burgoyne there just parking himself 5-10 metres in front of Franklin, trying to be that little bit of a quarterback, as they say, without using an American term, or using one, I should say. No, people don't like that at home. But that's what he's trying to be.
Free kick, and Buckman gets the handball, and they head Franklin direction. Burgoyne goes back, we've got a hold, and Franklin will line up for number 2.
Well, he played it well, but again, there was a bit of run and carry from Hawthorn. It's been non-existent. They haven't got a lot of the footy, but Thurston took his eyes off the ball. And Buddy played it for all it was worth.
Free kick every time.
He took his eyes off the ball. Yeah. Like what happened with Lade down the other end, surely.
Exactly the free kick, and well paid by the umpire.
Just the 63 games, but already 161 goals. And 2 this afternoon. Buddy's back.
Well, look, he's a star. We know that you put the ball in his hands and he'll kick goals like that all day. The area where it's just improved is what Liam said, is they kick that ball in a bit quicker and a bit harder. It's hard to get back and help out. We saw Peter Burgoyne in that marking contest there try to do it, but that puts pressure on the other man if you're thinking he won't get back there, he can't compete, I've got to hold. Exactly what Toby Thurston's did then.
Okay, boys, don't get the ball.
2 entries into the Buddy zone, if you like, and 2 goals.
Well, they've now worked Burgoyne to the halfback flank. They've got Brogan standing in front of Franklin and Thurston's now for the extra bit of help.
From the centre, Surgeon trying to get past McGlenn. That's not easy. Hands and knees was Ellis. Also working in there was Surgeon again. Free kick to Hawthorn.
Well, they're winning the ball now out of the centre bounces.
Gillum for that left boot. A little bit wide for Young. Crawford comes in and gives it straight to him to help out. Now, Young's a good kick. To the top of the square, Roughhead. He misses it over the back. And Port with numbers. Advantage paid. Corns.
Yeah, if they get it over the next kick, Robbie Gray's got no one within 30 metres of him here.
It's going in that direction, Liam.
Did well. Missed the target.
Gillen wrapped up by Gray, though. He could be in trouble. Here comes holding the ball. Bingo.
They were away. Not a bad free kick at the end because it's held up play, and Hawks have got numbers behind the ball now.
Lovely tackle from Gray as he spots Thompson in the middle. Long ball. Brogan the target. Could have infringed on Campbell. Treadray with the crumb for number 2 for the skipper. And he has missed. No, he's got it.
Again, like at the other end, a quick kick in the forward 50. Now, it's okay to have numbers back, but if you bang it in quick enough, it's dangerous. Now, you see on that occasion, Crode went in to help out the second man up, or the third man up, to help Campbell, and Treadray stayed down. He's in good nick, Warren Treadray, today. It's his second, but it was a good thumping long kick from Port Adelaide that gave him that opportunity, because it actually went over where all the numbers were, which were around about 50 metres out.
Two to Treadray now, joining Ebert with doubles.
Well, both sides would have been drilled during the week to say, OK, they get the ball to the tall forwards, you've got to leave your man and help out. At ground level, you're going to kick some goals. Maybe not Treadray all the time.
Margin at 17 points, 8 minutes remaining first term. Roden comes out the back door to Guerra. To Birchall. Osborne jumps.
Did well, Osborne.
Mitchell, handball cut off though by Boak. Roden running Sean Burgoyne. A man in the middle is Pearce. Gets a kind bounce on his natural left boot from 50. Open goal square. Left hand side of the post.
Daniel, come back one, Daniel. Yours.
The Hawks bring it back in quick. Guerra's got to beat 2, and he did well, stood his ground, strong hands.
Well, that's what both sides are trying to do. Get the ball. Oh, smother at this one. Good play.
There's the boundary.
Hasn't found it. In the end, clever play to just lay the boot on it. But Hawthorn's still not out of trouble. Birchall goes back. Brown gets a hand from Bateman. And the hard-running midfielder spreads it wide. Stuart Jude with some booze.
Now, Lewis will be the next kick here if they can get it onto half forward. They went inside.
They've turned it over. It's a mammoth turnover. Standing on his own and waiting is Motlop. Thompson is heading towards the goal square. Motlop decides, I'll go back in the middle. Not 15. Treadray could get another for number 3. And he's got it.
Wow, they nearly messed it up.
Oh, not their fault though, sure.
No, I know Motlop, I don't know why he just didn't go back and have a shot. No 10. Back inside to Burgoyne, Sean Burgoyne, and then Warren Treadray. He's had to do a few things at his toenails in the last couple of goals. But gee, the turnover from Hawthorn, that kick into the centre, as soon as you turn that over, you pay a price. Here it is, Motlop.
Sure. Let's have a look.
Just go back and, oh gee, they pay that normally.
Warren Treadray pumped with his third. As you said, Tony, he's had to get 2 off the ground at ground level. Great finishing by the skipper. The Hawks got 2 in a row from Franklin, but how quickly have Port Adelaide answered?
I tell you what, I hope our viewers can feel this. I can feel finals. That's what the level of this game. It's finals standard.
Sewell with a quick clearance. 2 on 1. Franklin at the back. Spills it. Chapman to help out. They want the boundary line, and they got it. Goal umpire signal that it was over.
Gee, had a fair piece of that, buddy, then. Thought he may have held this. He did everything but.
There wasn't much in it.
Gee, clearances are so important, aren't they, in the centre square?
Roughhead made good front spot. Sean Burgoyne, or Peter Burgoyne. Pettigrew, back to Roden. Want to be careful here. Carlisle, Pettigrew. Boat, you're gone.
Too high.
Ridden by Bateman. Still Port with the hands. Cassisi.
Did well, Power.
Thompson. No one to kick to. All Hawthorn here. Guerra. Oh, that is a clever tap from Sean Burgoyne. Motlop. Again, no one to kick to.
They'll use the outer side of the ground here for the switch.
And Osborne has made good position as well for the next one. Ellis cuts back through the middle. Taylor in trouble.
Never handball to a flat-footed ruckman.
With their back to play.
He's fortunate he got the free kick, and they can reload here, Hawthorn. Guerra on the switch. In turn, Lewis.
Bateman's on short here.
Thought about Crawford.
Too short.
Well, they can go rough-head one out. I've got some numbers back. That's an ordinary kick.
Osborne got lost. Ball over the back to Peter Burgoyne.
Gee, they're mopping
Surgeon.
up well there with hands.
They're very, very confident with quick hands, and they may have turned it over again. Williams got a toe to it. Outside their 50 now. Taylor, Crawford,
Right,
Mitchell.
pressure.
He's down, Mitchell.
He's got him hard too.
He's a
That's
tough
Mitchell.
man, but he's down at the minute.
He's knocked out.
And they're going backwards, Hawthorn, but they still have possession.
Sam Mitchell's knocked out. He hasn't moved.
And eventually, that man standing in front, Grogan, takes the chest mark.
Well, they'll stop play here, you would think, yeah.
Stretcher.
Let's have a look at this. Mitchell. Oh, fell with his back, I reckon.
I thought, yeah, back, wasn't it? It wasn't elbow.
No, he just was a bit
He's up now.
open now. Well, they can't bring the stretcher onto the ground. While the
Absolute
play's going on.
confusion.
What is going on here?
I think they're going to let the play go until they can stop it.
Look at that kick.
Sean Burgoyne kicks a goal at one end. The Hawks fans will not be happy.
And they shouldn't be.
Blow the whistle.
Well, the umpires have missed the stretcher coming on the ground.
There's got to be a stoppage, Brent.
Yeah, have a listen. There has to be a stoppage.
Yeah, that's what I called. They've got to stop the stanza of play.
Oh, Port Adelaide played it beautifully. They played to the whistle. They didn't play to what they thought was going on. The Hawks were hoping it was going to stop. They used the corridor with run, and this bloke on the run is just such a beautiful mover. And look at the finish from 55 metres. He's kept it low and banged it home.
As we've seen so far, there's a few fumbles coming into it. It's the pressure from Port Adelaide, because they're away there, Hawthorn. Should have been a shot on goal. Now the switch from Port. Chaplin got it from Thurston's. He's got a couple of options.
Gee, they're doing this well. Getting the ball back in the corridor and switching, getting numbers in. Peter Burgoyne on the end of this.
Logan to Burgoyne. Not his best kick. It's an up and under. Cassisi had to beat a couple. Gillam was there. Too high on Brown. No advantage. 90 seconds remains in the quarter. It's a 5-goal margin. Got the first 4. Hawthorn came back with 2 to Franklin. And then 3 more to Port Adelaide.
Wait for Rowe there! Yeah, move it on, please! Play on! Howard! Line!
Crowed as Hawthorn switch again. That kick misses the target.
That'll be good.
Motlop couldn't get boot to ball. We've got a boundary throw-in.
Just then, you could see all the Port Adelaide players not playing man on man. They are exactly that cluster that they talk about. They are a moving zone.
Lee Colbert down in the boundary.
Sam Mitchell just walked past, boys, and asking all the normal questions. What score? Where are you at the moment, Sam? And he's gone into the room just for 5 minutes.
Thanks, Lee. Wonderful mark there we saw from Westhoff, who re-signed this week. So the big man will line up to kick Port Adelaide's 8th for the quarter.
She did that well, Liam. The body work just to hold it. And look, I had a look at his body when we were down there pre-game. He's going to need another 3 years in the gym before he's going to fill out. 6'6", I think, in the old.
Just got great touch though, hasn't he, Westhoff?
199 centimetres in the new.
I'll have to do some weights on his kicking leg.
It's a real let-off, though, for the Hawks. It could have been 6 goals down.
It's not all doom and gloom for Hawthorn, though. I don't think.
No.
They're just carving the ball up. Another option. Another wrong option they picked.
Cassisi uses Pearce. He's caught on the wrong side. He gets around and he puts plenty of hook on the ball. And going back well, Guerra forcing another rush behind. The time will run out for Hawthorn to try and get a goal at the other end.
The indicators aren't too bad for Hawthorn. Even though they're 5 goals down, they're not too bad. The big difference is the efficiency. Port Adelaide are using the ball so well. Hawthorn are making a lot of skill errors at the moment.
Clinton Young out of side. Siren sounds. Port Adelaide's best start. Best first quarter for the season.
I am the pride of Brisbane Town.
I am Tiger Tough.
I am a Purple Haze.
I am Raw Power.
I am a one-point ball game.
I'm 90,000 screaming fans.
I am the edge of your seat.
I am the best seat in the house.
Whatever footy means to you, with 4 live games every round and replays of every game, Fox Sports means the best seat in the house for AFL in 2008.
44 months interest-free. No deposit. That's no deposit. No interest until January 2012 at Harvey Norman. Be quick to grab this incredible offer now on our huge range of entertainment and household appliances. Tax time essentials in computers and mobile technology. Winter makeovers in furniture, bedding and bedroom furniture. Get it all now with monthly repayments and 44 months interest-free. No deposit. That's no deposit. No interest until January 2012. Limited time only now at Harvey Norman.
Okay, kids, where are we going to put it?
In the back with me.
A budgie's not exactly a goldfish, is it? What, does this mean we can get rid of the guinea pigs? The guy just... If it's not Italian, it's not going in the office.
Real wealth isn't about dollars. It's about living richly. The new generation Toyota Kluger. Enrich your family life.
We've got a huge range of sensor lights.
So if you're coming home at night and it's pitch dark,
trying to get the key in the door,
sensor lights will light the path for you all the way to the front safely.
Security sensor light, $25.98. Abbey Skylight, $97. Folding trunk trolley, $99. Outdoor bistro blinds, $88 per blind. Energy saving globe, $7.98.
It's always a good security measure to have sensor lights installed.
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
7-4 plays 2-2. Second quarter underway. Umpire Matthew Nichols had a busy first term himself. Lewis trying to bust through the tackle. It's been very good so far, the tackling by Port Adelaide.
Well, it's an area that the Hawks have been, as we see Sam Mitchell on the bench there. Of course, he can't come back on for another 15 or so minutes. Lee Colville will have the exact time he's allowed back on, of course.
Lade winning knock to the advantage of Burgoyne. Sean put Logan under pressure, but a quick give out to Alapati Carlisle. Kane Corns on the end of it. Into the pocket. Gray once again. 3 goals last week, as we saw earlier, and he's had plenty of the ball early. Percentage is low there. And Campbell Brown cutting it off. Hawthorn on the switch.
They've been very good at this, Port. They haven't allowed Hawthorn to just switch at will.
Well, there you could see that camera work. Great camera work from behind the goal. The Port Adelaide side, they're not manning up. They're playing a shifting zone.
Well, Lewis should use Rioli here because he hasn't touched the ball yet.
And he may get his first possession here. Surgeon not quite affecting the spoil. Rioli, 60 metres out to the advantage of Franklin. Thurston's not looking at the footy. Gets an unkind bounce, Franklin. Corns back to help out. Chaplin. Up the middle they go, and they share it here with hands coming out of defence once again. And it's come unstuck. Boatman, Cassisi, diving in Logan, also there Ellis. Still a footy to be won here.
It's tough.
The pressure's right on. And eventually, that's good umpiring. Let it go there for a while.
There's one thing I know for a certainty. I'm glad that I retired. That is tough. They are stronger, quicker. Oh, gee. And they hit in harder.
Sean Burgoyne just pinching the knock.
Brilliant.
Trying to do a little bit. Oh, that is a clever handball. Out to Carlisle.
Oh, they've got a loose player in Gray on half forward too.
Yeah, Pearce gets it from me, but Pearce has got genuine pace. Into the pocket, the lead, Motlop. Brown did enough. Crowed on the switch. Gillum had to wait, and he gets the free kick.
Side of the head, no, it wasn't different.
Doesn't muck around.
Gee, he did well, Campbell Brown. I thought he nearly gave away a free kick down there against Motlop.
He didn't really touch him.
Kick over the top, as the explanation still comes from Hayden Kennedy in back play when we have a throw-in.
Well, what about the halfback? This is Sean Burgoyne. How good's this, boys? And then they have the awareness to hit the ball out to a man running at full pelt. That's why this bloke's a star also.
11 disposals.
They've got to shut him down.
Yep.
They might have to get another matchup other than Brad Sewell.
Here's Bateman running. Got it from Osborne. Franklin coming into the sun. Peter Burgoyne with the crumb. Thurstons. Back to Burgoyne. They're not out of danger just yet.
Not 15.
Not 15. They're hot on that today. There's no question they're hot on the 15. Looked like a throw. Logan.
Still got players out in the wing on their own here, Port.
Come on, and they're just standing there waiting.
Gee.
They're queuing up. Cassisi. Look at the paddock ahead for Roden. Wanted to use Pearce. Still may. To 70 metres. Shins it forward to Motlop. It was too easy.
Oh, you see Guerra there. Looks like he's done a hamstring. Yep, he has. Oh. He's off. That'll be the end of Brent Guerra's afternoon. Hasn't been a good afternoon so far.
How do those players get out on the wing by themselves? There's got to be a reason. I don't know. Hawthorn players in midfield, whether they're not pushing out wide, just staying in the corridor too much.
Well, they queued up across about 60 metres out, so the Port players were smart enough to back their teammates to win the footy across half-back.
It wasn't the best kick from Roden, but in the end it gave Motlop a chance to run at it. He's not sure if it's a goal or not. He's looking into the sun. It's correct.
Well, let's have a look at this one as we see Guerra coming off. This is the one Peter Burgoyne.
It's a throw.
Anyway, you look at it, that's across half-back, but they got some numbers there. And Roden takes them on. We know he does. He could have gone inside to Pearce. And
what's Guerra?
Guerra, just as he went to spoil it. Brownie's going, Campbell Brown's going, what is going on? Goose. Not Goose, to Guerra, whatever they call him.
Well,
can't jump with a crook hamstring.
So Port's leading goal kicker Motlop gets his first. Importantly for them, they're out to a 38-point lead. Guerra's off, they're down to 21.
I did say Goose Guerra, but of course it's Goo, I think they call him.
He's pretty hard, Campbell Brown. You pull a hamstring and he wants you to jump.
Ah, that's the Brown family coming through. Back in the middle. Port have got the first goal of the quarter, and Sewell's trying to get things happening for the Hawks, and Franklin's on the end of it.
Can't stop that.
The problem is they've got no one else in the forward line besides Franklin at the moment. Roughhead's had one possession. Rioli has had one possession. Osborne has had 3. Williams has had 3. But there's no one really, apart from Franklin, that looks dangerous.
No doubt. And the thing about it, the longer that goes, that means more Port Adelaide players will play off their men and fill the space in front of him.
2 kicks, 2 goals. Can he keep that record going? Yep, as soon as he hit it, he knew it was 3 for 3.
Well, a lot of people talk about Buddy and his kicking style, especially when he's out, outside 50, he does the big arc, but that looked just pure to me. He knew as soon as he kicked the ball it was going to be a goal. Well done the Sewell here, and also to finish off under a bit of pressure. Centre bounce clearances have become very important too, because the side that has dominated for a period of play has got enough times in 50 to make sure that they get shots at goal. And Buddy liked that. As soon as he kicked that, that was it.
So Brent Guerra is, as you can see, resigned to the fact that that hamstring is gone. And he has a long way to sit there this afternoon. He's got a lot of footy to watch. It's Port Adelaide 8, Franklin 3. Back in the middle. And again, the centre clearance to Hawthorn. Lewis towards Buddy. Got it again. Oh, he's putting on an exhibition at one end.
Well,
what about the kick?
You mentioned about the clearance. Here he is again, playing on.
Round the corner, Buddy makes it. Oh, 3 and a bit.
A bit excited there.
Might take him off.
No, the centre clearance again. Important. It was a good hit by Campbell. And
Jordan Lewis it was, I think, on the end of it.
Yeah, Lewis's kick around the corner, really, across his body to Franklin was a beauty. Again, he's the only option up forward at the moment. They need to find some other options.
Tell what Port Adelaide are doing against this so-called moving zone is they're trying to hug the boundary line and keep possession with shorter kicks until they can either switch or get one deep down the line.
They're still going at 86%.
Yeah.
Their skill level today has just been outstanding.
And Thurston, so he's got his hands full with Franklin. Will be happy just to get a kick. Again along the boundary, as Tony mentioned. Salopek hugs the line.
Look at that. Look. Unbelievable.
Brogan Gave it to the run of Pearce.
Robbie Gray's
now,
free.
good vision from Pearce.
Good mark.
And Gray's got it. It's good effort by Gillum to go back. Didn't give away the free kick.
Well, Clarkson's clustered. The thing about if you move the ball that quickly and get a handball in the corridor, you can't get enough numbers back to block all the 6 forwards who are just playing in position. Robbie Clark's been like this in the first quarter twice, and then 10 yards inside the 50, gets a shot at goal.
Gray for the answering goal for Port Adelaide. Oh, it's never in doubt. He slices it through the middle.
Yeah, he's a good little player, Robbie Gray, but terrific work by Port Adelaide, right from deep in defence. The kick by Salapic was a beauty, and the one player you don't want besides Sean Burgoyne is this bloke. He can run, and he uses it well. And the problem for Hawthorn is the leading 3 possession winners on the ground are the 2 Burgoynes and Daniel Pearce. Now, that's trouble for any opposition team when those players that can run and use the footy like they are. Good tap.
McGlynn to clear, gave it over to Jordan Lewis. Out in front of Rioli. McGlynn kept running.
He needs Cyril Rioli and these sort of players to take the game on a little bit.
Bateman. He wheels around quickly. Roughhead's coming this time. The big spoil over the top to Carlisle. Roughhead crumbs it round the corner. Doesn't get enough bend on it. Just the behind.
They've got to start using Roughhead. Guys like Rioli, Osborne, Crawford have all got to get into the game. They're all struggling at the moment.
Chaplin.
No, it's a terrible handball.
Put Carlisle under pressure. Here's Rioli. Can he make them pay? Spinning out of trouble. Back to Roughhead. In turn, McGlynn spots a man wider and misses his target. Thurston's not out of danger yet. Sewell, caught high, play on, Young. Quick give, Williams now. Back pedals. He looks up, wants Franklin. He's got to beat 2. It's still going Hawthorn's way. Bateman's underneath Thompson. Rosen can't get clear. It's tough footy at the moment. It's hard to get clear.
Great kick.
And great vision.
Travis Bate was sensational.
Westhoff, Gray with the fumble and recovered nicely. Somehow got it towards Westhoff. He's wrapped up. Big tackling again by the Hawks. It's really good stuff.
Look at the out players on the outer wing here. They're loose, Hawthorn.
They just need to be polished here with their skills. They can keep possession. Lewis wants a runner.
It's a good handball.
He gets it from Duke and get home from there. Doesn't get a lot on the kick. Roughhead gets plenty of body on and takes the mark in the goal square. He'll kick the goal.
Well, this game is, you mentioned it earlier, sure, it is like a final. The pressure out there is sensational as Roughhead just pops it through. Very, very much needed goal for the Hawks.
Well, I tell you what, it's good. Just carried the ball one length of the ground to the other, and here's Westhoff here. Mark grabs the ball, nothing you can do there. That is play on, good decision, but it was the switch. The Hawthorn players, here's the numbers on the outer side. Port Adelaide had him just before Westhoff got tackled, and just the quick handball under pressure. Stewie Jew for a bit of distance. That's what he does so well. Easy goal to Roughhead in the end. This is a final, no doubt about it.
Roughhead gets his first. 2 goals apiece in this quarter. The margin is back to the 5-goal mark. And the last 5 minutes has been outstanding to watch.
I'll tell you who's lifted for Hawthorn is this big bloke here, Campbell. He is dominating this quarter.
And Sewell's on the end of it again. Burst out of the centre from 55. He heads for home and kicks a beauty. The Hawks are coming back.
Just mentioned it, Campbell, how important he's becoming this quarter. He again hit it over the inner pack, if you like, there into some space. And Sewell, who's been well beaten by Burgoyne, has kicked 2 goals this quarter. And there's a bit of lift. There's a little bit of life in Hawthorn. When you start winning the ball out of the centre, it gives everyone a lift. But that is a great tap to space. And at full pace from 55, not known for his goal kicking. Wonderful goal to Brad Sewell.
The perfect clearance from Sewell has got this Launceston crowd coming good, and there's a bit of noise, and why wouldn't they with Sam Mitchell, the captain's back on the ground.
What beautiful ruck work. Love to see the art of palming. It's still there.
And he's at it again. This time he wanted Mitchell. Corns back on the ground as well. So the two Warriors are at it once again. Margin back to 24 points. Now it's manageable.
My word, it is. There's a bit of a lift here. There's a bit of a spark in the crowd too. Now Hawthorn crowd, of course.
Adelaide couldn't quite get the palm on it. And Hayden Kennedy in pretty quick there to affect another bounce.
Tell you what, Lewis has been tough in there. Strong body, Sewell and Lewis. Last 7 minutes, they've tried to lift their side on their own backs.
Ooh, this
He's at it again.
It's a good release out the back.
So McLean gave it away. Tread right, hard running Pearce. It was forward running by Pearce. The kick, not good enough. Backing back, Brown.
Well, Benny McLean's had a shocker so far.
Yeah.
He's made a few mistakes. He's been reported. He's probably going to get weeks. But he needs to get on with it. That's footy. You know, if you're having a bad day, do something positive.
You're going to lift to the occasion.
Not 15, I'll have to put this through here.
No, McGlynn came in to help out. Birchett, Osborne, up the corridor they go, the Hawks. Osborne got it back from Campbell, probably didn't know it was coming his way. Rioli to Bateman. Ladson kept going. It's out in front of Ladson. He's at the 50.
Wants to get on the left.
Should have used him.
He uses Franklin instead, and the big man hooks around the corner and kicks his fourth. Don't use Roughhead, use Buddy.
But I ask you this, Tony Shaw, when you were coaching, was one of the team rules no U-turns?
Not when you're a superstar.
Not when you're Buddy Franklin. He just looked at 3 or 4 and went, sorry boys, I'm going home here.
Matter of fact, I think it was Tommy Hafey in the old Richmond Halcyon days, and look at that for a kick, but he always said, kick at the Royce Hart and get out of his way. We've got a new Royce Hart here. We've got Buddy Franklin. Don't kick at the Roughhead. Give it to Franklin. He kicked that from 55 metres off 2 steps. Brilliant play.
The crowd come here to see this man. 40 goals for the season, halfway through round 8. Barring injury, he'll get his century well before the finals. It's a long way to go, but he just brings people to the footy.
Now it's time for Port. They've got to win some contested ball. They're getting belted out of this area.
And it's Sewell and Lewis. This time it's Lewis. He butters up and goes again.
Well done.
To Mitchell. They've gone backwards, but they maintain possession. Crowd.
Oh, they've got a loose player. It's an R4. Big Campbell's pushed forward here.
Suiju got it over the top to McLean, who can keep going.
Use Campbell.
Just didn't get there. Again, McGlynn's skills letting him down. Franklin went without it. Crowd was screaming number 5. And Roden to Sean Burgoyne on the rebound.
Thompson's on.
Thompson's on.
Well, I'm not sure what Gillen was doing then. He left him.
Has to be spot on here. Into the pocket. Gray. Wins, shows some experience, the young man, and finishes off beautifully. He's a talent. He's got 2.
Wow, how good was that? We've seen from the tall players and Buddy Franklin up the other end. But, gee, Robbie Gray, look at the body work. I love this because in the game today, it's a lot of group mentality about defence, getting numbers back. This was a one-on-one contest. And Robbie Gray, he just turns his opponent inside out, and it was Trent Crowd on that occasion, and then finishes well. That's a player who thinks about his football and knows what the game's about.
Robbie Gray, 7 games. Trent Crowd, 169. You would have thought it was reversed the way he played that contest.
Oh, beautiful.
Played it like a real smart forward.
Yeah. And Port Adelaide get one back because it was all going one way for Hawthorn. But again in the middle, again the clearance should come Hawthorn's way. Lewis, well, he went backwards to Jew.
Look at the players queuing up here.
Yep, all gone forward. Sewell into the pocket, Buddy missed it.
He's recovering.
What will he do here? Can he get past Thurstons? He beats one, gives it to Rioli. Rioli round the corner. But the ball was alive the whole time when Franklin's in the area.
I tell you, they have been sensational. Jordan Lewis and Brad Sewell, their clearance work out of the centre bounce. As I said, they're trying to lift this team by themselves. Just magnificent play in the last 10. That's what individual stuff within a team format. And inside 50s Hawthorn, 11-7. You can see it there this quarter.
McGlynn Crumming.
Great tackle.
Pearce.
Go on.
holding the ball.
Yep, he dropped at the knees.
He wanted the free kick, McGlynn. He thought he got one in the back.
Well, it was a great decision. He did. He dropped to his knees, but the Pearce tackle was a ripper.
I'll tell you what's happening, though. Hawthorn have made Port Adelaide play out of their game plan. Like you said, they're kicking the ball longer where they want to keep possession down the line, then get in the corridor. They're doing it one kick early.
Well, they've got Motlop. There's a Pearce on again.
Good decision by Pettigrew because he was going to turn that footy over there. He hadn't got back on the mark.
Oh, they're much sharper now, Hawthorn, as far as their movement defensively.
I think they're a bit more aware of what Tony was talking about to expect Port to get towards the wing.
There it is.
Westhoff, a Paddock in front. No one to kick to. Boat's just got to turn around.
Well done. Campbell Brown.
Smart play, Jew. And here they go. Now, Osborne has Saul on the run. He uses Mitchell, eventually with Saul. Rioli. Well, they go back through the middle.
Sure, that handball.
Gone. Absolutely gone, Osborne. Great tackle, Thompson. Advantage, well, it's a little bit there. Good take by Roden. Pearce. Right with him, Birchall. Pearce managed to keep it going in the right direction.
Coming out the back.
Gray for his third goal. He kicked 3 last week. He couldn't do it this time.
This game has had it all. It has had it all. That stanza play, some handballs through. Great tackle, great chase. Both sides are doing this brilliant. That was Thompson on that occasion.
Yeah. The standard of tackling by both teams has been brilliant. Margin at 23, sorry.
It's still the ball use, isn't it? A little bit sharper still, Port Adelaide. Hawthorn are trying hard, and they've worked themselves back in by a lot of grunt, I reckon, this quarter.
What's happening with both sides? It's been that intense that I think they're nearly off their feet, and when they do get control, if the turnover comes, they can't make the opposition pay. Oh, look, it is amazing. I think both sides are nearly out on their feet with the intensity of this game. To make mistakes like that, you just got to be better.
Not something you'd expect from Young.
He's a good kick,
He's a good kick.
Well, he just didn't get off the mark hard enough, really. Still trying to ping. You're trying to ping and kick across the defensive 50. You've got to give it some elevation.
Treadray's lining up for number 4. 3 in the first term. 45 metres out.
Kick.
Gives it a Roos and makes it his 4th.
Well, just when you started to work, I know Alistair Clarkson, there he is on camera, just working your way back into the game, and that is unforgivable. Try and keep playing the ball down the line. He's normally a beautiful kick. I just really believe both sides are off the bit at the moment. Where the turnovers are coming, the pressure's that good that they haven't been able to pay. That one is against the trend of the flow of the game. Just, you've got to try to avoid those things when you're getting back into the game.
He's leading from the front this afternoon. The margin is back out to 29.
Robbie Campbell.
He's gone back to Treadray.
Treadray, and he's been so good in the centre square this quarter.
Sean Burgoyne just getting free. But there's that clever handball again. Corns got it from Pearce. Bateman right there with him. Cassisi coming through. Logan. Great tackle by Bateman. Good second effort. Hawthorn may come up with it here. They're working hard. Look at Bateman go again. Well Taylor in and under.
Well done,
and the big
Taylor.
man got it out to Saul, to Lewis, spreading it towards Young.
Needs to be clean.
He's got it.
Mitchell's pushed forward.
Mitchell out in front of him. Out comes Pettigrew. Clever hit in front of Corns. Now he needs a good bounce. Play on this time. And again, it's Burgoyne. This time it was Peter. Roden threw it out. Sean Burgoyne.
Look at the skill difference.
Look at them. They just keep going. Brogan's got a runner out wide. Westhoff around the corner. Great vision from the big man. And Travis Boak will line up on goal.
Now, that... I'll tell you what. We are so lucky, boys, to be here and see the skill. He's having to go to quickly.
Didn't waste any time. Boak, poor kick. A terrible kick in the end. Taylor gets back.
Justin Westhoff is 199 centimetres tall. Bad kick again, bad turnover.
Westhoff's playing further up the ground. He's playing like a half-forward flanker that's getting out of space.
Got a good game, Warren Treadray. But again, Hawthorn trying to kick short and they're just alert, Port.
Boundary throw in. It's Hawthorn with the numbers. Jew got it back from Ladson and
the switch is
going to
on.
rush. And
Sorry, Matty, they did that really well. What they did was they set up a wall on the other side, so they know Hawthorn want to switch at all times. They don't like going down the line.
Have a look at this kick in here. As you can see, they're in a zone now. Now, that hurts the zone. If it went to a forward pocket, it would be deeper. They can push across, but now they've got out a little bit of space. They've got to try and hold them up here, Port, and they kick down the line. Bit of control now because they can move the zone over a little bit.
Rioli has it, and short to Bateman.
Well, he's got Young on long, but he's going to have to get it to him.
And now Sean Burgoyne went back.
That's out.
That's out of bounds.
Did well, Peter Burgoyne.
Peter, I should say.
Well, Burgoyne's up. Peter is up to 12 possessions. Sean's at it 17 times. Pearce is at it 16 times. Some quality players in good nick.
Mitchell from the clearance.
He needs to kick this.
Rioli got it from Ladson. He needs to kick it, Liam, and he does. The first for Cyril.
You talk about it being like a final, and players like this young bloke and Robbie Gray from Port Adelaide, they will benefit from this game. It was a good give by Ladson, a good effort at the stoppage, and, well, Cyril Rioli hasn't had a big game, but he's had a good second quarter. He's had 7 touches for the quarter, and he's been instrumental in a couple of goals for the Hawks. This time he gets on the end of one himself. And Hawthorn need to see if they can get another goal before half-time because they've been terrific in this quarter for Southport.
So getting into the game now, Rioli. Now with 8 possessions, Liam.
Yeah, he's had a good quarter.
Margin back to the 4-goal mark. Tony.
Just having a look. They push Young.
Look at this.
He's forward. Young and Kasiski had to react pretty quickly to get back there, Kasisi.
Look at the pressure here.
Gee, it's bouncing around and it's going Hawthorn's way. Off the ground, Burgoyne. It might be coming back towards him. Lewis gets help from Sewell. He wants Roughead in the square. Or going to kick the goal himself. He's kicked 2 for the corner. And here come the Hawks again.
Well, at that centre bounce, well done to Hawthorn because Clinton Young had pushed forward and no one had manned him up. Kasisi was on the edge of the square. He pushed down quickly, but they were outnumbered. They were off balance, the Port Adelaide defence. To keep the ball alive was everything Hawthorn wanted. This man, as I said, with Jordan Lewis, Brad Sewell's been sensational around the stop plays, and he's finished off with 2 goals for the quarter. They are back in this with a big show, the Hawks.
6 disposals in 10 minutes, but importantly, though, 2 goals from Sewell. They're within 3 now, Hawthorn.
This is where it's been their quarter in the centre circle.
Can they get one more before half-time? Here he is again. Slipped it over the top. Young going nowhere, got it from Ladson, and we'll have a ball up. There's still time for Hawthorn to get their 7th and get it within 2 goals.
He did well then, Young. I thought he was going to cough it up with the pressure from behind, but he held it in. Gives them a chance to set up where they've been so good for the quarter. Again.
There's Campbell again with the knock. Logan didn't take it, but it spills back to Corns. Roden. Threads the needle and backs himself to run. Will he go too far? No, just in time. Travis Boat. Knocked on by Gray. Good presence of mind. Treadray again. That one didn't find the target. Brown. Brown goes in again. And we have a ball up, and the Hawthorn crowd appreciative of the defensive effort by the very tough Campbell Brown.
That was a fantastic stunt roll that he did there.
Brogan searching for someone to hit it to. Boak is there. Bateman on top of him. You heard the call. Let's play on.
Did well, Osborne. Did very well.
Body on the line again by Hawthorn. Lewis to Jew, to Mitchell. Into some space he goes. Williams trying to get free. In turn he goes in the Franklin direction. He just got under it. Port under pressure. Pettigrew.
Look at the pressure though.
Franklin just gets rid of Corns. Can't get past Thurston's though. Had it for a long time. Gave it back now to Mitchell. Jew looks up. Rioli. He's into the game. He's got 1. Can he make it 2 just before half-time?
It's the mark of a class young player. When he was well beaten in the first quarter, I think he had 1 touch, and he's coming up for his 9th. He's already kicked a goal. Now, He should make this nearly the last play. Well, he is making the last play of the quarter, but if he can kick a goal here and reduce the margin to 12 points, I'm tipping they'll run off the ground, Hawthorn. That's how excited they'll be with the way they finish this quarter.
Port Adelaide kicked 7 in the first turn. Can Rioli make it 7 in the second for Hawthorn? He needs it to come back. It's not. But they have the margin back from 32 at quarter time back to 17 at half time.
Well, they were just magnificent, weren't they? And I'll say it again, Searle and Lewis in the midfield was the difference. Mitchell coming on again showed a lot of courage after being knocked out in the first quarter, Matty.
The challenge was ahead of them at quarter time, and they've answered it. They're halfway there.
I am the pride of Brisbane Town.
I am Tiger Tough.
I'm 150 years old.
I am a Purple Hay.
I am Raw Power.
I'm a pie with sauce.
I am beer in a plastic cup. Hey.
I'm 90,000 screaming fans.
I am the last Saturday in September.
I am the first bounce.
I am a kick after the game.
Whatever footy means to you, in 2008, Fox Sports means the best for AFL fans. With 4 live games every round, replays of every game, 4 dedicated weekly AFL shows, plus up-to-the-minute coverage on Fox Sports News. In 2008, footy means Fox Sports AFL.
We run kids' workshops here at Bunnings every Saturday and Sunday.
The kids love our kids' DIY clinics. We do activities like painting pots, calendars, making cards, making toolboxes.
Seeing their little minds come up with such creative little ideas on such a small piece of artwork is absolutely brilliant.
I love the pop painting clinic because usually I'll get in there and get my hands dirty as well.
They come out messy as all, but they've had a great time.
We use washable paint so it all comes out.
Check with your local store for details.
Bunnings Warehouse.
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Yep, you'd be tossing possums to buy health insurance any other way.
You'd be a bunny-dusted, sausage-fisted, batting badgers, cuddling cactus,
Tickling tacos.
sipping sushi.
Boning marrow. Hurling hobbits. Wrestling rhinos.
If wrestling rhinos doesn't turn you on and you'd just like to get the right health insurance cover, call 13 19 20 or go to iselect.com.au. We've got real people to help you.
Puffin muffins, health insurance, you'd have to be, you know.
17 points is the margin. That is the lead for Port Adelaide as the second half gets underway. What will Hawthorn do early in this third term? That time Brogan winning the night. In and under again goes Campbell. We'll go again. Good crowd in attendance. And they've come here to see their stars, Hawthorn, but they're seeing a terrific performance by both teams. Cassisi at ground level. Players just trying to sort of get free and get something happening, and Hawthorn do it first. Campbell gave it to Osborne. Running hard, Bateman. He's got time and space. He misses Franklin on the lead. Peter Burgoyne back to clean up for Port. On the rebound, he goes short. Surgeon.
He took the wrong option.
Yeah, buddy conscious there, wasn't he?
Yeah, which is fair enough. I mean, Franklin's in form, but Roughhead, the long target, was a much better option then.
In turn, Pearce. Good first half from him.
Treadray's loose at half forward here.
He's just standing on his own.
I can't believe you can allow him to stand there like that.
It's a man that has 4 goals in the first half. Looping handball over the top. Boak into the pocket, Port kick. Put Gray under pressure. He's done it again. He runs rings around him. It would be a miracle goal. It's not to be. It's out on the full.
Thought it was a poor option, but he made it good. He made it pretty well, Robert Gray, didn't he?
Yep.
Turned it out all right. But gee, yeah, like Treadray, how can you get forward of the ball like that with no man having the responsibility?
Well, first goal here is crucial.
Yep.
The Hawks will build some real momentum if they can kick it. If Port do, you just feel like they might have that advantage all day that they got early. I know there's plenty of footy. It's been a cracking game.
Campbell measures it up to Sewell, who takes and just goes back to measure his options. Now spots a man deeper on the boundary. Salopek goes back to get in front of Lewis. Not getting past Brogan. Outstanding tackle. Copybook stuff. And got it back to Ebert, who's a long way from goal. Pearce. Smothered. Came from Gillum. It was Birchland.
What a tackle from Brogan.
Yeah, he's laid a couple of big tackles today, the big man. Look at that. And he's in the action again. Campbell, though, busting through, trying to get his own clearance, and he did well.
He did the cooter.
Yeah, he's wrapped up.
Well, you love that as a coach.
Yeah.
You love effort from big men, not only in the air. I mean, a lot of that ruckman, they think their job's done when they either tap it or they don't tap it. The follow-up is crucial. I reckon he has been sensational today, Robbie Campbell.
From the bounce.
That's a terrific handball on the up too.
To Osborne, to Crow. Long ball, where's Franklin? He's at the back, he's got to beat 3. Thurstons didn't take it. Crumbing Williams. Surgeon wrapped him up. Still going Osborne. Back to Franklin. Somehow Buddy's on the end of it.
Oh, no.
And it's going to be cut off by Corns. Sean Burgoyne. Wider, Gray. Hawthorn have manned up pretty well here.
Buddy should have gone that big arc and 50 shot, I reckon.
Oh, turnover here, I think, too.
Did well,
Ladson. And we've got Ladson and Osborne trying to get into the game now.
It's like the start of about the 12th round of a 15-rounder, and they're just sizing each other up. And as you said, the first emotional involvement in the game with a goal is very big in this game now.
Lewis on the up. Sewell. They work in tandem with Bateman again.
Oh,
Sewell wanted Mitchell. Somehow go to Crawford. Standing still. Back to Gillum, back to Mitchell.
Well, they've worked it out.
And Bateman kept going. He's a hard runner, as we know. Pearce has got pace. The handball over the top to Sewell. Well, Bateman may get it back here.
Oh, terrific.
And that is a 3rd and 4th effort. He'll be out of petrol soon, but he finds his target. They keep going. McGlynn on the end of it. 55 metres. Hooks it towards Roughhead. Williams at the back.
That's a better option.
Take your pick.
Much better option by Ben McGlynn. Buddy Franklin was on in the pocket, and that is what they've been doing, but he kicked it to a very dangerous spot and gave Roughhead the chance to run onto the ball.
How do you feel?
Gave him the leap.
Look at Dean Brogan. You're just like a human stepladder then. You know you're under the ball, can't get back in time. Great, it was a good option.
Needs to finish here.
Needs to kick his second. He does so, and after a very tense 4.5 minutes, Hawthorn draw first blood in the second half.
Well, we just said it was so important emotionally to get back in, and I agree with you, Liam. If they had kicked the goal, the first goal, Port Adelaide, it would have hurt him. But, gee, well done, McGlynn. There he is, Buddy, on the right-hand side of the screen, but he said, no, I'm going to put it to the top of the square, the danger zone. And matter of fact, he didn't kick it to the square, which is easy to defend. He put it 10 metres out from the square. Very good option.
It gave him a chance to run at the footy rather than putting it on his head. Terrific kick and a great mark.
Roughhead now has 2. Franklin's got 4. It just needs Williams to join the party.
Let's not forget, Roughhead has kicked 6 and 6 his last couple. He's been in sensational form himself.
And the margin is 11. At one stage, it was 37.
Head high.
Salopek's ball. Lewis making out he doesn't know who he is. Just trying to waste a couple of seconds.
See, I was tricking the book, that one.
Yeah, who's Salopek? Who is he? I've been playing on him all day. Got the same number.
It's a good tense for Port at the moment with Hawthorn coming. They've kicked the last 3 goals of the match.
Gee, it hit the ground. Westhoff, the big man, had to stretch. And he gets a push in the back, and the Hawks fans won't be happy.
I tell you what, the umpire, if he saw that, I thought he nearly... Let's have a look here on the replay. Good decision by the umpire.
Yep.
But then he said the follow-up tackle by Trent Crow was a bit aggressive. Yeah.
A bit going on off the ball between Roughhead and Motlop.
He's trying to go because he wants the handball receive here, Motlop, because he can kick it. We know he can bang it from 60. Roughhead wasn't having any of that. They've emptied out the goal square a bit here, so the kick at the top of the goal square is not a bad option.
And put some height on it. Put some height on it.
Thurstons has got Rioli, but he's too far from the footy, so he hits to the square.
That's a bad kick.
Yeah, nothing kick.
Exactly the opposite up the other end where Hawthorn kicked the goal. You had to kick that 5 metres. You could see what Motlop's trying to do. Wants to get a sneaky handball around the side. But that kick had to be 5 metres to the top of the square.
Tell you what, we mentioned Brad Sewell. He's up to 20 possessions now. He's up against one of the best players in the competition, I think.
So Lewis takes the kick in. Yeah, it's very dangerous. And Motlop chips in and takes the mark. He's going to play on.
That's why he wanted to have the ball in his hand before.
And he kicks a beautiful goal. Outstanding Looking from Motlop, he's got 2.
Oh, take it. And what amazing. It was just brilliant play. And we talked about the Indigenous players and what he did before the break when he kicked 7 goals against Essendon, but not a great kick. I know it's to the boundary line. Campbell Brown, too, he was in 2 minds whether to jump or maybe punch it over. Could have been intentional. He sold the dummy to him, Daniel Motlop, and then you finish like that. Only the Indigenous boys finish like that, I reckon. That's a Buddy Franklin with the other opposition team.
That's as good as it gets from Daniel Motlop. And just a little sly look at the crowd and say, that's what you come to the footy for. Have a look at that.
Well, he's in terrific form, coming off 7 goals last game.
Importantly for Port Adelaide, just a little bit of a breather there to get it back out to 3 goals.
Shocking bounce.
Shocking bounce. Falls for Taylor. Mitchell. Ellis. Running hard was Ladson, and he just found his target. Raphael just spilled it. Ladson kept going. It was McGlynn, I'm sorry. We heard the call. It was touched. The Burgoyne brothers share it. Cassisi. Back to Chaplin, who can switch. Salopek. They go wide, Port. Gee, Pearce is under the pump here.
Great kick.
Had to be perfect.
Look at Logan in the space.
Pearce just putting it to him.
on his own again.
Can he get it there? First off, he gets it to Gray. Gray. Now Hawthorn gets some numbers back. He's called to play on, and it goes way back.
Westhoff will get this one. Got off his man beautifully.
Kept going, didn't he?
Has he got a basketball background, Justin Westhoff? Because he took a man off the screen then.
Chips into Gray again, but he's still too far from goal here, Tony.
They're well drilled. Hawthorn have held him up well here. He's going to have to go the long option. There's nothing. The only one long is Roden against 3 tall defenders.
Hawthorn have every player in one half of the ground. So you've got to go. You've got to switch. And Carlisle's kept going. 55 metres from goal.
That's every player basically forward to the centre for Port. He'll give it to Kane Corns here.
He's going to use him. Now Corns, this will stretch him, but he decides to chip.
How great was that? How disciplined play was that from Port Adelaide?
Gray was almost off. It's a very tight angle.
Well, the kick of Corns was absolute beauty. Very hard to change your mind. He probably always had intentions to do that. At the last minute, just hit up and leading forward. He was going to be on his distance, I reckon, 45, 47 metres. Difficult side unless you're Motlop to kick him from there. This little bloke, does he know where the goals are, though?
He's a clever young man. He's kicked 2. Tight angle, never likely.
Wouldn't mind getting down to Lee Colbert and asking Colby, the flags seem to be up. Is the wind picked up down here?
No, mate, it's absolutely beautiful down on the ground level, but they've actually turned the lights on, so that's one thing that's happened. It's a little bit dark, so we've put the lights on.
It's shouted by grandstands, this ground, but on top of the grandstand, it looks like it's only blowing across the ground, so... Now we've got a second ball on the ground here. Behind play. The umpire never saw it.
And Hawthorn work it round the outer side to Young. Hasn't been as frantic this third term as yet. It's got the feeling that it's building up to something again.
Well, they're holding their zone well here, Port.
Want to be a good kick here.
And there's turnovers come. Roden slips himself into space. Gave it over to Gray. He handballs over the top. It's a soda for Westhoff. And that is a good finish by Port Adelaide. Great turnover. I mean, oh, hang on, there's a bit of wrestling going on. Campbell Brown's involved, as you'd expect.
Winnie, I'm not sure still. Let's go.
But they've got the last 2. Port Adelaide out to 25 points. Here's the replay.
Oh, that's Young again. Turned it over the Treadray, cost him a goal. In the second quarter it was. And then that turnover. Gee, if you turn over in the centre corridor, you're just going to be split apart. Olin the Greys had a sensational game. But that sort of kicking will kill you. And, gee, Clinton Young, he's normally a very, very good kick. Oh, gee, that could have been another free kick after the goal, too.
That was very lucky, wasn't it? He dragged him to the ground.
Well, he would have had his ears ringed off by the coach if he had given away.
There's another bad bounce. Oh, gee, outside the centre.
Another good knock, though, wasn't it?
Lewis going forward. Franklin's too deep. Pettigrew backed himself.
He is quick, Pettigrew.
Peter Burgoyne goes straight and long to Westhoff. Too early. And it's a mark. It's going back to Gillum. And he heads towards Sword or deeper towards Rioli, and Surgeon comes through.
I think what Hawthorn now have to get the speed back in their game. They've got to take some chances and run with the ball and carry on, because I think it's playing in the Port Adelaide's hands by just slowing the game down.
They're winning the clearances.
Bateman free in the centre of the ground if he sees him.
He does now.
He can open up this side for Williams or Franklin. I reckon Franklin's the option.
He went shorter.
That'll be 50, I reckon.
Yep, no doubt.
You're well out of the contest.
Yeah, that's 50. That'll be a goal to the Hawks.
Let's go.
Look, I know it's the rule, but he's half committed here, I reckon.
Yeah.
Well, he's half. If you had got a little bit of speed up, I'm not sure what he could have done.
And he also turned his back, but it was outside the contest.
So McGlynn will kick the goal. There's plenty of push and shove going on away from that. A goal to McGlynn. And there's a bit of feeling, a bit of niggle.
Well, two ex-teammates. Stewie Dew, Motlop. But gee, you know, what can you do here? I know because he had taken the mark, you cannot make any contact. But if you try and turn your back to avoid the contact, I think you really got to say to the umpire, gee whiz, you know, let's play another day, and it might have been just to mark the mark there. Free kick, no doubt. I think we've got a report, boys. Have we got a report behind play?
Well, both umpires have gone to Stuart Dew and had a chat to him because he was involved with Motlop. But importantly for Hawthorn, they get their 10th. They get the margin back to 19.
This is a training drill in the centre circle here. Oh, Buddy will get this.
And he'll kick the goal. He's got 5.
Pull your hair out, Mark Williams. Your centre square is letting you down. Your team's playing so well. Jordan Lewis has had about 6 clearances himself in the last 20 minutes of play. Campbell dominating. Motlop's just been taken off the ground. Not happy with him. Look at that hit by Campbell. Dom Cassisi, you've got to get defensive side. The long kick, one out. Franklin's too good. And Hawthorn with some momentum again. But look at that tap. Can't believe it on defensive side.
Buddy Franklin's got 5, and Port had to make a quick change. Lee Colbert.
They did indeed. They put Pettigrew on Big Buddy now, but he's trying a different tactic. He's actually trying to play him from in front, which Buddy got the better of him in that occasion. But I like the tactic of playing Buddy up in front.
Two different ruckmen at this centre bounce too.
Mark Williams rushed Thurston's off and got laid into the centre circle. He knows how important it is at the minute. They're getting killed there.
Look at them hunting it though, Hawthorn.
Now the intensity's back. Sewell trying to get it wide. Cassisi bounces off a tackle. Keeps going. We're coming back.
Peter Burgoyne, free kick. That was called from the player, the umpire. Look at him crashing in here.
Just at the bottom of the screen, there's a hand over Peter Burgoyne's head.
Well, he had him in the choker hold, so...
Yep.
Look, I love this about it. I think Alistair Clarkson will be happy too about the intent of the Hawks, but well done, Cassisi too. Both sides having a real crack here.
Peter Burgoyne heads wide to Westhoff.
It's about as close as they've been since the first quarter, Hawthorn. Couple of goals. They're all flooding back now. Not a Hawthorn player forward to the centre in their own half. They're all pushing back to help out.
So Westhoff's been a bit of a problem for Gillum too. They need to control that position.
Taking 8 marks, Westhoff. He's not going to make it 9. And the pressure of just having numbers back for Hawthorn sees them win a turnover. Lewis.
What a big game, Lewis.
Yeah. Hawthorn trying to set up a loose man as Crode.
Well, Port Adelaide pushing numbers across. They'll end up bringing this back, I reckon, the other side. I'll be happy to bring it to this side of the ground. That's a risky kick. That's a terrible kick.
And here's the turnover. No one to kick to. So he has to head for goal. Is it long enough? It is. Fantastic finish by Thompson.
I tell you what, there's a free kick at this centre bounce too. It's on the wing. I don't know who it's going to.
Brogan is down.
We'll see what happens, but there will be a free kick at this centre bounce. Thompson's kicked the goal. And they're still at it, these boys.
Spot fire here.
Hawthorn free kick in the centre.
It's going to the Hawks in the centre bounce.
Ruckman's free kick in the centre. Hawthorn.
Brogan's hurt, but a free kick to Hawthorn. If I was the Port players, I wouldn't be wrestling. I'd be getting my backside back into the middle and finding an opponent.
The other thing, they have kicked 3 goals, Port Adelaide, from turnovers with inside 50, trying to centre the ball from Hawthorn. It will kill you in tight games like this.
So now the free kick to Hawthorn. Campbell takes it. The margin is 19 points, and there is plenty of feeling in this game now. After every goal, something happens.
A lot of numbers back inside Hawthorn's forward 50.
Rioli forced to go short.
He's made some mistakes, this little bloke, but he's been pretty good. He's trying hard, Ben McGlynn.
It's called to go.
Franklin.
It's got to beat 2. Salopit came back to help out. Brogan's caught. It goes to Surgeon. He's slung to the ground.
Free kick to Port, but advantage paid.
Gray. He's off. 2-on-1 should win here. Carlisle.
Well, nothing to kick too long.
Decides to chip and gives it straight to Mitchell. Now Hawthorn should make them pay here. Campbell trying to spread it wider. Rioli's on. Too much in the kick.
On the ground.
Oh, but Rioli's equal to it. He gets back. He passes. And Franklin couldn't take it. He wanted the free kick. Pressure still on though. Chatlin's wrapped up by Rioli. Holding the ball. Great work by the little man.
Cyril Rioli, you are a star. A star because you think of both sides of the game, not just the offensive part of kicking goals. And he's kicked one for the game, but look at that for a tackle on a big bloke. Troy Chaplin's taken him out of the game. Gee, it has lifted, it is on.
Don't give away a free kick if I was Buddy Franklin.
Oh, you hate that when you coach him when you've got control.
Rioli for his second. It's close, but it's the wrong side of the post. 1-2 for Rioli. Make that 1-3.
It's a poor kicking.
Pressure's on though, isn't it? This game is up for grabs right here.
Gone.
Osborne got out of trouble. It ends up with Sewell. Sewell's clear. Sewell!
Missed it.
Oh, can you believe it? He can't. It's a miss. Now, Dean Brogan was down in back play earlier. Shane Crawford involved.
I'd like to see that again.
What do you want to see?
Well, I didn't see any connection.
Didn't see much.
I saw an intent. I saw the big man go down on his guts. That's about it. I'm more worried about the footy. That's a throw. Well, this bloke, to me, is near the best player on the ground.
Yeah, I agree with you. He's lifted his side. The clearances in the second quarter got him back in the game.
Clinton Young's on his own inside 50. How he's allowed to stand there on his own?
He's still on his own.
He's had to go at least a bit wide to get the kick.
He's had to go far too wide.
Yeah, kick and a half here. They need to get the ball into the hands of a player that can kick from 55. Like a Birchall type.
Ellis can take it and go. He's skillful. He's got vision and he finds Osborne within range.
Yeah, you know why Osborne was able to stay on his own at 45 metres? Because all the players who are guarding space 25 metres out in front of Franklin. So you've got to use those little blokes that are standing in there. It was a good effort by Ellis. It was a really good kick. Didn't blaze away. And see, they were all back. They just need to be a bit aware that if the players are switched on up the ground, that's an easy shot at goal from a kickable distance.
He's been accurate this year. He's kicked 10-2 coming into this game. He's still accurate. And the Hawks are within 2 goals.
Well, what they think about trying to play in front of Buddy Franklin is they think that this man by himself can win you the game. Maybe Michael Osborne won't kick 5 goals to win you the game, but you're right. You've got to be smart. Xavier Ellis then just a very smart vision to look up, kick the ball with a bit of height, and to finish like that, Michael Osborne, I think he's been a really important player for the Hawks this year. But you've got to pick up your sight, lift your vision, and try and hit your target, and it might not always be Buddy.
The goal was Osborne. You wanted to see another look at Brogan, Liam?
Here you go, Liam. What happens
I asked for this.
All right.
I asked for this. There's
Just
just a scrap.
Oh.
Sure, there's a love tap.
Well, Brogan's what, 6'5", 100 and something kilos.
Crawford is having a lot of fun at the moment. Hawthorn within 11 points, whistle on the play.
Cassisi free kick, legged him. This will be their first clearance that I can think of. I reckon for a quarter and a half out of the centre.
And they still lead.
Oh, they're playing well, Port. They really are. We're talking about Hawthorn because they're making a bit of a surge, but every time the Hawks have got within a couple, they've been able to get the next goal through a bit of class, really.
It falls for Pettigrew, and Pettigrew, that is a clever kick. Now, he was off balance. He knew exactly what he was doing there.
Oh, what he did.
That's a kick for touch, isn't it?
Yeah, he thought, no, if I put my foot through it and follow through, that's going out of bounds on the full. Boundary throwing. Lade normally good in this situation. First to it, though, is the tough McGlynn. To the even tougher Lewis. Crawford.
They've got to come back this side.
Back to Jew, and they do so. And they can take it and go here. Bateman to Campbell. He's got Williams on the wing.
Nothing long.
Yeah, no
try and get inside here.
And he has to wait.
He's got to be patient now. Even go backwards, I would think, if someone's on.
He needs a bit of movement laterally here. There's nothing on long. Look at this.
Numbers suit Port. Boundary throw-in.
Well, inside 50s are dried up for the Port Adelaide side. The Hawks are just killing him in the contested area.
Whistle again.
Little McGlynn.
He's had a good quarter.
He's had it, isn't he?
Well, Long's rough head. He's going to have to beat two here. That wasn't a great kick.
Brogan in the spot. He was never going to miss it.
Wasn't a great kick. You've got to at least kick it to the advantage side of the player. It's long.
Corns, he can't go any further with that.
Nothing on this side for Port. Might be now.
This is Carlisle. Now, if you can really get long, he had Lade, but he hooked it. He hooked it. Ladson, untidy. McGlynn still working hard. Ball spills free. Boak. Roden. Slung to the ground. It's McGlynn with a strong tackle. And now, 4.5 minutes in this third term. A very important period.
Oh, no doubt. 11 points. We've said it a couple of times in the quarter. The next goal emotionally gets you involved. I think it'd get Hawthorn back to as near as they have been for a fair while.
And taking it from the clearance on the burst, Burgoyne, no one to kick to.
That was actually a good kick by Burgoyne because he had no hope long. It would have just been marked by, at least they put it out of actually dangerous area to defend.
Now Campbell attempting to switch. They're trying to get it to the outer side, the Hawks. Ellis.
That was a rugby league kick, wasn't it? Trying to make, at least find some space so the ball would bounce so you get some time to work up your defence.
Campbell.
Kick.
Spots Birchall on the wing.
Bateman's on. Yeah, Franklin will be on here. There's space for Franklin if he gets it in the right area.
Here it is. Just over his head. Coming out rough head.
Oh, well
might get another go at it. Clever handball over the top.
Oh, great.
Brilliant tackle. Again. Port Adelaide tackling good. And Carlisle to clear. Chaplin, another whistle on play. Downfield Port Adelaide kick.
It's just been a bit silly here, Hawthorn, aren't they?
Well, look, they're aggressive. I think it was Shane. Was it Shane Crawford again?
Player down behind.
He's up, buddy. He got one of those mystery punches in the stomach again, Liam.
Just one of those little love taps, as they say. Michael Pettigrew just on his way past. No, we didn't say it, so no comment.
Look at just a big bunch of Hawks defenders there. And they're going to run it out through hands.
They're running better than Port at the moment. It's where they mess up with their foot skills. That's their problem.
Ladson to Sewell, spreading it wide. Gillum to Bateman. Gillum may get it back. No, Bateman to Lewis. Hard running by the midfielders. They've still got possession. Can they maintain it? Williams puts Osborne under pressure. Didn't have possession. Good decision. Osborne just gets on with it quickly. Lewis, Bateman over the top again.
Look, Roughhead's the option here.
Shorter, again looking up, and now Clinton Young, who was a good kick, as we've mentioned a couple of times, can make amends for a couple of turnovers.
Can redeem himself, Matty. 2 turnovers have cost goals just to put one back on the scoreboard. And this is that score where you would just think, as close as they've been for a long period of time,
They haven't been within a kick, you're right. This will be the first time because Port Adelaide got off to that fly.
Hold the line, guys. Tomo,
5-1 marks inside 50 in the third term. A telling statistic. Can Young get it within a kick? Oh, yes, he can. Back to 5 points.
They got a couple of endurance animals, Hawthorn. One of them's Chance Bateman, and his work ethic again involved. It was a good option in the finish. He ran from the other side of the ground to get involved in that passage of play. Good square up for Young, and you're right, Shorey, he had to redeem himself. He's normally such a beautiful kick, yet today he's, there've been field kicking errors that's cost Hawthorn a couple of goals, so that's a very important goal. This game is well and truly on.
Finish was good by Young. We were talking about Franklin earlier on with Pettigrew came off. Just a little bit of a brush of the shoulder.
Yeah, a little bump.
I didn't know for what. Was it Pettigrew?
Yeah.
He played it pretty well, buddy, but just a bump. Nothing in it. Get on with it.
Centre clearances, 16-6. Hawthorn are within a goal. Sean Burgoyne trying to turn that statistic to 7 and does so, but it's all Hawthorn. And they're on the burst.
Oh, Lewis is on line. Look at that kick.
To Lewis, it's a beauty. He stands and waits. Taylor. Oh, he wanted him. He heads in the roughhead direction. Strong lead. Good spoil.
It was a good
They're
spoil.
outrunning them now. Hawthorn are outrunning them. Just more numbers. I tell you the other that's come in, and he's made a couple of mistakes, Shane Crawford. He's just that annoying factor. You want to see where the Port Adelaide players turn around and maybe give an undisciplined free kick against him.
Here's Franklin. Somehow spills to him. Buddy makes it an even half dozen and puts the Hawks in front.
Well, we've talked about, he's a star of this play, but we've talked about the centre square, the clearances from Hawthorn. Their clearances in general, they're leading 29-18 around the ground, including the centre bounces, so they're just dominating. Again, that was pressure, and Franklin on the end of it. We know he can get it on the lead. He can kick it from 50, but he can also come him. He's an amazing player, and they are playing beautiful footy now and running hard, Hawthorn.
2 goals in the first, 2 goals in the second, 2 goals in the third. You'd be kidding yourself if you didn't think he'd finish with at least 8.
Well, I tell you, the other thing too, this is Port's test. This is Port's test. They've got out to the flyer, and it was the test for the Hawthorn side. Now, they need to get a couple of quick goals to put the pressure back on the Hawks. Another bad bounce.
For the first time of the day, Hawthorn in front, and they're not done with yet. McGlynn got it from Ladson. He runs to 50. He sets sail for home. McGlynn for the goal, right to the line, and a beautiful mark by Roughhead.
Right in front too, marking the goal square.
He goes back, kicks his third, and the Hawks are really flying now.
Oh, you're right, Matty. They are really flying, and the generator is coming out of the centre. There's no doubt the motor's right there. They've just, like I said 5 minutes ago, they are outrunning him. Well done, McGlynn, because he did have a shocker early. He's been reported, but he has been dominant in this third quarter. Just a link-up player, a player who's probably got under the guard, not being watched by Port Adelaide. And there's Roughhead. Here's the other end of the forward line setup. Oh, gee, they're potent when they're on fire.
That is a great mark by Jared Roughhead. 5 in a row to Hawthorn.
Now Mark Williams has got 2 players behind the ball, so he's shut up shop here. A minute to go on the clock. 2 players lose, and there's Crawford behind play having a go, that annoyance factor.
7 points is the margin. What a performance by Hawthorn. Numbers back, have got it again. Although Ellis goes without it. But did well to give it back to Campbell Brown. Swinging it wide. Birchall gets an unkind bounce.
Oh, did well late.
Just tapped it forward cleverly. Taylor gave it back and rewarded Birchall, who gets it again in the old 1-2 and measures the pass to Osmond.
Great play.
Almost spilled it. Trent Cronin on the burst through the middle of the ground. Kicks it long. 2-on-1. Buddy! No, not this time.
Mark in front. Good mark in front.
Hey, good coaching by Mark Williams too. You've got to know the situation in the game. And I said he put 2 players back there. Well, Brogan had to mark this ball because that's exactly what Mark Williams put him back there for. Now they'll try and hold possession.
A 7-goal to 3-quarter this one. And the pressure is all over the ground. And that's the end of the ball game for this quarter. And the Hawks have got some amazing momentum.
The siren sounds, and they will be on their feet here at Launceston. It's a roar from Aurora for the Hawks.
Super June is coming. But first, Australia test themselves against an African powerhouse, the Black Stars of Ghana.
Oh, fabulous goal!
Green and gold rookies stand beside seasoned legends. At stake, selection for the next World Cup qualifier.
What a screamer!
Australia-Ghana. We're calling you. Your Socceroos play Friday night. Live and exclusive on Fox Sports.
Dust. It's here. It's there. It's everywhere. It's like a never-ending battle. Well, finally, dust has just met its match. It's time to meet the amazing Go Duster, the handheld, completely cordless, battery-operated spinning duster that picks up dust like a magnet. It gets into hard-to-reach areas, conforms to all shapes and sizes, and lets you dust without moving anything, saving you time and making your life easier. The Go Duster spins at over 250 revolutions per minute, using static electricity combined with the spinning action, so all you have to do is wave it like a wand and the dust disappears like magic. When you're done, just rinse it under running water and then it dries as good as new. Now watch Go Duster go. Clean blinds in seconds, dust grids and grills, clean the screen, clean around the machine. Great for all your electronics, it's the fastest way to clean books and bookshelves. Powerful yet gentle enough for your finest collectibles, Go Duster slides into every nook and cranny. Clean antique wooden furniture, dust lampshades, picture frames, silk flowers and more. You could spend a fortune on other dusters that just blow the dust around, or you could get the amazing Go Duster for just 3 easy payments of $19.95 plus delivery. But wait, you can change the heads. You get the extra long head that's perfect for reaching and dusting delicate chandeliers or getting to those creepy cobwebs in the corners, as well as the medium head that's great for everyday cleaning. And we'll also include the mini duster head free. Easily clean inside your car or computer keyboard. That's right, by calling Global Shop Direct now, you'll get the Go Duster with the extra long head, the medium head and the mini head. A huge value, all for just 3 easy payments of $19.95 plus delivery. But we're not through yet. Call now and use your credit card and you'll also receive the Go Duster extension handle, a $15 value free. Plus we'll include this handy wool caddy to hold your Go Duster and all 3 dusting heads, another $15 value free. That means you get the Go Duster with all 3 heads, the extension handle and the wool caddy, a huge value, all for just 3 easy payments of $19.95 plus delivery. And if you're not completely satisfied, simply return it within 30 days for a full refund of the purchase price less delivery. But you must call Global Shop Direct now or go online.
Set to go for the last quarter. 7-point margin. Damien Hardwick mentioned Hawthorn have been good in the last quarter. They're 7 for 7 this season. Haven't been beaten in the last term. They go forward, but it's onto the chest of Chaplin. Thurston's under pressure. And Port Adelaide aren't out of danger yet. Corns. Up the line. Carlisle gets good depth on the kick. And Treadray takes a strong mark.
Terrific mark.
Back through the middle, he spots Sean Burgoyne. Westhoff got away from Gillum, and Westhoff just about get home from here.
He's been the man. I'll tell you, in the third quarter, I still thought he was a problem for Gillum, but they didn't have enough supply in their forward 50.
Well, he's taken, look at his marks.
9 or 10 now?
9 marks.
We're right behind him on the reverse angle. It's shallow all the way.
Very tough kick from there.
Yep.
That side of the ground with the way the wind blows. I wouldn't go out on a limb and say 100 to 1, but it's very difficult to kick goals from out there.
The Hawks, well done. Got the ball in quickly from their kick in here.
Young got a bit of a nudge, and it spills to Bateman, who will be running on in this last term. No question about that. And Roughhead.
He could kick this.
Oh, Buddy wants it. Buddy wants the give and go. No, not going to get it.
How good was that from the kick in, though? This is one way you could get past the zone, especially late in games where players are tired. They don't get into their positions quick enough. Get the ball in quick.
Well, I'm a bit surprised no tall Hawthorn player's gone down to the goal line, because if he doesn't make the distance, it's going to be marked by Brogan.
He's kicked 3. He needs it to swing back. It's just holding its line.
Unlike me, Liam, I didn't think distance was ever going to be a problem there.
No, you're right. He did it pretty easy, didn't he? Kicked about 8 or 10 rows back. No one of the big boys didn't get back, then they couldn't be bothered.
Salopek threads it through the middle. And found Peter Burgoyne, who finds his brother.
You notice that the stats at three-quarter time, their kicking efficiency or the disposal efficiency now is 79% each. We know they dominated early, Port.
And they just let themselves down there.
Good smother.
Smother might get them back in. Sean Burgoyne trying to get some run going with Pearce. Well read by Birchall.
He's a good player, isn't he?
Oh, he's been dacked. Kane Corns has lost his shorts.
Would have been pretty ordinary in the old jock days, the jocks.
It's a bit of Corns porn. Chance Bateman just taking down the shorts.
Gee, they're still down a bit too.
Here we go.
Hello.
I've got to get up. I'll take those.
The jock strap would have looked good in those days.
No.
And as you can see, umpire in perfect position.
No free kick for that, apparently.
Nope. Back with the action. Lewis. Bateman. Sewell. Pearce came in to help out, but Sewell tapped it back to Ellis. Another smother. It's hard and tough here. Sewell to Campbell. Running Mitchell.
Run,
he gets support in the form of Crode. And they're going to turn it over. Treadray going back to help out. Needs a man on his own. It's Corns.
Oh, well done, Campbell Brown.
Left his man. And he gets a good shepherd. Forces out in front of himself. Now he's got possession. And he just keeps it into Crawford, who's been niggling away all day. Crode loads up, kicks it long. Franklin will rough head. Got to beat 3. The spoil came from Carlisle.
Just the run of Hawthorn at the moment. Port, who was so good early, they just haven't got the run to go with him at the moment. And I'm with you, Shorey. We've got to get your best runners on the ball now. Kane Corns across half forward. He's got to be on the ball. He's got a great engine. Because blokes like Bateman and Crawford, they'll run you into the ground.
They will.
They love this stuff.
Yep. The other one too, Daniel Pearce. We know he can break the lines. Did it well in the first quarter. He's got to be pushed on. Maybe Peter Burgoyne. Maybe some of the Indigenous boys who can carry the ball and give them a spark.
Still in the danger zone for Hawthorn. Burgoyne trying to spark. Did well to get boots of ball. Sewell lurking. Wraps up Cassisi. Right. Out comes Franklin. Taps it to Ellis. There's the tackle from Corns, but Bateman's in the way. Crawford. Reflex give. Mitchell. Doesn't panic. Short to Lewis. He spots a player wide. It's Franklin. He can make good position here. And he's going to line up for lucky 7.
It was terrific play again in a contest across half forward or a little bit towards the centre of the ground. A chain of handballs, Mitchell involved, Crawford involved, Bateman involved. The Lewis kick was to advantage. You've got half a chance if the ball goes to advantage. You see it's on the wrong side for Thurston, so not a lot he could have done. Big Buddy just pushed him out and had the protection of the drop on him.
Not the best side for a left footer.
Just hooked out. I just had a funny feeling the way he ran in.
I'm telling you, left footers miss goals more that side than the opposite.
You can't take the ball before he's signalled.
Two of the first 4 goals, but he's only had 5 possessions. So
Port just needs something now. They need a spark.
Gone. That's gone.
Cyril Rioli just throws Pearce to the ground. He is a wonderful tackler.
Oh. I can go back about 25 years, maybe a bit longer, and matter of fact, his uncle was Morris Rioli.
Outstanding tackler.
Outstanding tackler.
Look at this, though.
Yeah, good, Zach.
With tackling, there's a lot of want about it.
Oh,
yeah. Doesn't matter if you're a little bloke. If you've got a good technique, which he has, but he wants to tackle.
Inclination.
So Rioli, 1-3. His radar's been off. Still is 1-4. Great tackle, though. One arm, the jumper, one arm, the hand. Couldn't do anything with it.
I can just remember players trying to get around Morris Rioli, and he'd just drive his shoulder into the legs and just mop them up beautifully.
7-2 inside 50s for the quarter for the Hawks. Yet there's no real damage on the scoreboard. We keep saying it, but
10 points. Game is still on.
Surgeon, Kane Corns, trying to get something happening. Roden. He drives it forward. Sun pokes through the clouds as Motlop comes over the top. What can he do? Oh, he missed his target. He was unselfish. He probably should have had a shot. He might have kicked it. And away go Hawthorn. They've got space here. McGlynn over the top. Running hard was Osborne. Franklin into the pocket. Trying to get rid of Thurstons, but the boundary line beats him.
Well, just had to try and hit the target there, Motlop. Yeah, I'm right. I reckon sometimes you just allow them to have a shot at goal. Try and lift the side by doing something miraculous. It's not happening normally in a game.
Boundary throwing. They've been so good here, Hawthorn. Osborne on the left. He kicks the goal. They've been so good at the stoppages, and they've got to a 16-point lead.
Well, they've been banging on about it all day, but the stoppages, they have smashed Port Adelaide today. That was just as good a setup as you'd like. Look at the run on it. You let it out the back of your defence at your own peril, and Osborne has become such an important player. And I don't know whether you give that to Campbell or whether it just went out the back of both of them, but it went into space, and that's where you've got no support. They had no one out the back door looking out for the one out there, and terrific play by Osborne. Great goal.
Oh, the Hawthorn cry. Osborne's kick too. He's had a good afternoon. And they have been absolutely sensational in this comeback. Trailed by 6 goals early in the match. And they could break Port here. They could really break them as Ellis drives them forward again. Buddy, hands in the back.
Hands in the back.
He's not happy with it, Big Buddy, but he wasn't real subtle, let's be honest.
No. See, even there's no flow now. Once they've got the ball turned over, there's no flow to look down the ground and run through the lines.
There's no one to kick it to.
The Burgoynes will have to share it here. Chaplin kept going. Surgeon.
Oh.
No, that's not on. McGlynn free.
Stewie Joe, he's just such a powerful kick. He's just got an extra 2 metres on most players.
Oh, Mitchell. That's confidence, isn't it?
He has been actually terrific since he's come back onto the ground after that heavy knock.
Out wide of the Gillum.
He's up to 24 touches, Mitchell.
Oh,
He played for a quarter.
His last quarter's been terrific. We've still got just under 10 minutes remaining. Osborne.
Nothing on long here.
To Sewell. Spinning around and going back.
Well, the reason is because there's nothing long to kick to.
Due to Crawford. They're trying to get it wider. And they'll come to this side.
Good play.
Crowe. Look away, give. Brown. In turn, Birchall. He got his left. He could get home from 55. He's a thumping kick, but he just hooked it. Not a bad option, though.
I'll tell you what, Mark Williams now. Mark Williams, you've got to lose by 6 or 7. You've got to throw the dice. And you've got to push the men in your forward line to kick goals. You're being outnumbered across halfback. You have to win the game, not draw it. And there's the inside 50s. That's what I mean. Every time they look up, they cannot penetrate through their 50 at the moment, Port Adelaide. You would rather go down thinking, let's have a chance at it, instead of not trying at all.
No, it's this sort of stuff, though, that they've been able to do since midway through the second quarter. Everyone's been prepared to put a body on the line. Started with Campbell and Lewis and Sewell.
That's Ellis.
And it's become contagious throughout the whole team.
He's got a heavy one there, Ellis. He's up and away.
Look at this, though. They're just bullying them at the stoppages. Bullying them.
They've got numbers. Look at this. They're hunting in packs. Sewell to the run of Birchall again. Into the pocket. Franklin wants to use his body. And again, a boundary throw-in. Time running out for Port Adelaide. I say that not because there's plenty of time to win the game, but time running out for them to actually get something going.
34-20 at the clearances now. You'll win too many games when you're getting smacked like that at the clearances.
Heading for the boundary, Port. Thurston's on the up, still alive for Hawthorn. Sewell doesn't want to take it just yet. Now he does. Smart football. Birchall getting involved again. Bateman got it to him. Lewis is a football magnet. He got in front of Williams. Now Port on the rebound. They've got players. They've got numbers. Salopek can keep going. But he's fumbled it.
Stewie Jude put his head over it then.
Roden out wide. Port need a goal. Ebert won in the game last year. He won in the game last year, and he's kicked his third. They're still alive. Very much against the run of play.
Against the run of play, no doubt about that. That's an understatement, that, Matty. Stephen Salopek, he had the fumbles in midfield here. He just could not keep control. But luckily, somehow it sprayed out here. Look at that. Maybe a free kick even there, but right on the road and keep it alive. And Ebert, he doesn't need many chances. I think that's his third for the game. And from about 49 out, he's kept them alive. There's still 8 minutes to go.
Four kicks, 3 goals, Brett Ebert. And that was what they needed, just something to get them going, something to give them some incentive.
There's only been 2 goals kicked in the quarter.
Yeah, it's some belief. That's what it'll be. If they get another quick one now, she'll change a bit.
Centre clearance so important. It's Peter Burgoyne to Corns. Logan. Hawthorn with numbers going back. Pearce did well, though.
There's some Bruce plays at half forward.
And he's spotted one, and it's Roden. He's too far out to score. He goes wider. He has an option out there. It's Salopek chipping over the top. Gray got it.
Good grab.
Now, we haven't seen a lot of him. This is his 7th game. We don't know whether he can make the distance.
Well, it's a difficult side of the ground to kick from, but finally they win a centre clearance, and look at the result. One of the rare inside 50s for the quarter.
Doesn't want to kick it. Designated kicker. Doesn't make it. Drop short. Couldn't take the mark. Roden lurking. Good tackling. We've got a ball up. Gee.
We've got to go down to Colby because that held up Colby. That win seems to be the Port Adelaide kicking into a big win after that one.
Yeah, most definitely, mate. And also the rain's on its way, boys. So if whoever can get in front in the next few minutes.
Important play here. Lay flips it out the back. No one there, but Sean Burgoyne got to beat a couple. We'll go again. This is an important play.
Gee, I hope the umpire swallows the whistle. Make it hard for players to win free kicks here.
Hawthorn have got extreme numbers around the ball.
Oh, that's a free kick against. That's a Hawthorn. Why would you do that? Daniel Motlop has tried to intercept the bounce as it comes off the ground.
Not allowed to do that, Daniel.
Interference. Well, this is amazing.
That went out years ago.
Oh, that's...
what is that?
That went out years ago.
Play on, he's just
the pressure's on here.
Well, Hawthorn haven't got it clear just yet. As you can see, it's getting a bit dark. The lights becoming effective. Can Port keep it going? Wonderful tackle by Westhoff. Good decision. It was held to him.
It's amazing what the scoreboard does with regards to pressure. Now, the game was being played in one half.
Now, come on, tell me, Liam, that's not the scoreboard. That is just a...
That's just dopey.
That's dumb.
That is just silly by Daniel Motlop.
He should do that in primary school.
Yeah.
You think he was going to get away with it?
Roden, Corns, dribbles it.
So his shoulder here.
He might have dislocated his shoulder by diving into, and he's cramping up too, but he dove into the goal post and hurt his shoulder for a second there.
He was holding his shoulder.
He's cramped up.
Look at this. Oh, you'd love Campbell Brown on your side, wouldn't you?
Yeah, he's a tough nut. But that rain looks like it's about to come. All of a sudden, they're looking on their toes here, Port Adelaide.
They've got a bit of a sniff, haven't they? They're trying to keep it inside their forward 50, trying to cause a turnover.
You would say, I mean, normally, if it does start to come in, Hawthorn kicking with what I think is a decided advantage at the moment, breeze-wise.
Bateman's out on the wing.
Salopek's had to go back and try and stop him. One-on-one footy.
Look at the run, though.
What'll happen here?
Oh, good tackle by Salopek. Lack of leg speed.
Didn't give up on the contest.
Nah.
Well done, Pettigrew.
Oh, look at the second effort, though, from Bateman. Gee, I like watching Bateman play.
Great effort by Cutler. See, Stephen Salopek, Bateman's got enormous speed. Salopek's not super quick, and just to drag Bateman down and then Bateman to follow up. Great stuff by both these teams. Inside the last 6 minutes, the contract for Port Adelaide is 10 points. Corn's getting plenty of it late. Working with Salopek now, needs to hit a target. Yeah, and he doesn't. He hit his old teammate, Stewie Jew.
Well,
Looking for the switch. They might go way back here.
Yeah, good call, Tony. He cuts it off. Can he get it back? He can't. It spills out. Pearce is there. Throws it on the boot. And he's not going to get the bounce he wants. Going back, Brown. And rush behind. This game is still building. You said right at the start of the day, Tony, it might go to the wire.
Oh, it's going that way.
It's building towards something.
Well, we can see the rain coming in over the mountains here, so it's not far away. Lee Coleman will be able to see it, I reckon. They're about to drive down here, reckon.
Lee Coleman will be hoping it goes around the ground.
Who can hold their nerve? Who can hold their nerve here?
Jew heads to the outer side. Lade and Taylor do battle. Lewis to help out. He's tired because he's been brilliant. So too Sewell. The tackling continues.
They're lifted here, Port, though.
Mitchell stepping nicely. Once, twice, releasing Ladson, releasing Bateman. Rioli and Pettigrew. The height suits Pettigrew. It's on the ground now. You'd think Rioli, but Pettigrew did well.
He did.
Gee, they're getting tired.
Well, they're starting to slip.
Well, they're out on the wing here too, Port.
Here they go, but there's no one ahead for them.
Well, they've got Motlop, but they've got 2 or 3 players in front of him. The overlap handball here needs to be good.
Missed his target. Sloppy handball. Hawthorn should clear. Sewell looked up, saw Motlop, had to go to the boundary side.
Good pressure.
Still going Port. Salopek knocking it forward. Only as far as Sewell. Inside the last 4 minutes. Port need 2 goals. Hawthorn just trying to steady here. Can they get one on the way back? Not to be. Or will it be? Thurston's didn't put it out. Franklin kept going, but he drives it long into the pocket, and he has got it.
Gee, they had their opportunities, missed a couple of handballs going in just outside 50 for Port Adelaide. Mark Williams, well, he's had a pretty quiet day. Got on the lead there, and it took Buddy to have a bit of speed along the wing to set that goal up, or the shot at goal. This buries him.
Oh, it's beautiful. It'd have to be a magnificent kick to kick it from here.
I'll tell you what, a point is interesting too, because it's still only the 2 goals with a kick in, get it quick going down the ground.
Williams bends it back to the line, Tony.
Got to get it in quick, Port. Try and find loose man before Hawthorn get into their zone.
Last time they met, they kicked 2 goals in the last minute to steal it. They have that option now.
Down the guts, Matty.
Big kick from Lade, a boomer, and he's in the right spot, and he dropped it, Chaplin. Somehow, though, Logan's got it, out in front of Westhoff. Gillum right with him. Westhoff needs support. Gillum came over the top to try and keep it in the area. Well done. Sean Burgoyne working hard. We're going to get a ball up shortly. It doesn't spill out. It's holding the ball. Hawthorn free kick.
You dragged it in first. You dragged it in first. Doesn't matter. You dived on it. It doesn't matter. If you dive on it, you've got to get it out.
Let's have a look there. Gee, it just fell into his hands.
He dived on it.
He didn't dive. You're right. In the spirit of the game, you've got to be smarter than that.
Handballs won't be a great option here. It's got very slippery out here. It's coming down now, the rain. Colby, how wet is it down at ground level?
Yeah, mate, it's getting wet.
Good.
Very, very wet, boys.
It's 2 minutes to go, Lee, so hang in there. Hawthorn trying to do likewise.
Bateman's out on the wing.
Oh, he's running hard.
I want another one here, Hawthorn.
Chance Bateman bangs it forward. Franklin hasn't got his 2 goals for the quarter yet. Lewis runs onto it, spots a man, hooks it round the corner. Williams could go back and seal the game for the Hawks, and Mark Williams knows it.
Jordan Lewis has been outstanding. Great transfer of play by Hawthorn to that outer wing. And the centering kick from Lewis was just sensational.
He's really brilliant, hasn't he, today?
Well, he's up to 36 touches.
36 disposals.
And his partner in crime, Sewell's had 34. Just got big, tough bodies, and they play with like men, basically.
Williams gets his first, gives the choke signal, done like that, but they win the game. Tony, that's going to come back to haunt him.
Well, it was at the choke for Port, saying that Port Adelaide have choked. Gee whiz, you're going to have to play him again sometime in the year, maybe in finals. Oh, well, look, it's just players getting involved. It's an emotional game. Sometimes you make wrong decisions. He hasn't had a great game, but you know that he's always going to finish off. This man's had a great game, though. Jordan Lewis, best on ground by a mile, I would think. One contested ball, great setup, and this bet,
One goal for the day for Williams. I'm just not sure that was the right thing to do after kicking it. Yes, he sealed the game for the Hawks. It's a great win. So let's forget about that side of it.
Yeah, let's get on with it.
It's a great win for Hawks.
It's been a great contest. You couldn't say Port Adelaide haven't been courageous.
Yep.
That was a bit uncalled for, I would have thought.
Port's still trying hard, but there's only a minute to go now. Kane Corns has had a big last turn. Pearce kept it in. Travis Boak hooking round the corner. Big mark needed. But it's all Hawthorn at ground level. Birchall, ball slides out. Ebert picks it up. Oh, Jesus. He likes the last minute of the game down here, doesn't he?
Look at that. Look at the weather, though, coming in. It's been full of character, this win from Hawthorn.
Yes.
It really has.
They've come of age.
37 points midway through the second quarter. Port Adelaide, I think, are a very good team. I think they'll play finals. And to be able to win this game today, this would go down probably as their best win of the year, I'd reckon.
I think for a couple of years. I really believe it. Even finals, I just think that to do this against a class opposition just shows you've got enormous faith in each other, you trust each other. And they've had some great players who've shown enormous work ethic.
This bloke's been good since he's come up too, Matty.
Fantastic. Their strong midfielders have stood up to win the game. Yes, they've got Franklin and Ruffhead up forward. You've got to get it to them. And it's been the Sauls, it's been the Mitchells and the Lewises. And there's Saul again. What a terrific win by the Hawks. They were tested, they were challenged, and look at the emotion. They know they have put on a wonderful performance as a team. They came back and they won a terrific game. Mark Williams can look on, but it's just been an outstanding game to watch. And this is a terrific team. 8 rounds, 8 wins for the Hawks.
Well, I think they're genuine. There's no doubt about that. You know, you'd reckon you would be after 7, but every week that goes on, Hawthorn are going to be challenged, Shorey, and they were challenged big time today by a team in really good form with a good record against them. And at this ground, they got out to 6 goals in front of Port. And full credit to the Hawthorn side. Their toughness and tenacity at the contest was sensational.
This has been a Fox Sports presentation.
Step inside the coach's box with Fox Sports and Jim Beam AFL Fantasy. Watch all your footy on Fox Sports and use your knowledge to put your best on ground, round by round. Get the latest AFL news plus fantasy-specific articles to sharpen your coaching skills. Join anytime and take on the office, your family or your mates for a share of $8,000 in weekly and major prizes. A team of champions or a champion team. With Jim Beam AFL Fantasy, it's all up to you at foxsports.com.au.
They're coming for you, calling you out. Steel yourselves. You're more than a team, you're brothers. Be there for your man. The pain is coming. Accept it. Move on. Stand strong. You can claim victory, you can take defeat, but let go of regret. And just be sure you leave every ounce of your being on that rugby field.
Tuesday on Fox Sports 1, highlights from the weekend's AFL. Then we're on the couch. At 7:30, kickboxing. The search for the ultimate fighter continues. And later, international basketball news on FIBA World. This program brought to you by Harvey Norman. There's a store near you. And Bunnings Warehouse, where lowest prices are just the beginning.
Let's have a closer look at the lineups, and we start with, of course, the Cats, and no late changes, just the one change during the week with Stokes suspended and Ablett.